Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio presents deficit budget for 2021-22. Estimates financial year 2021-22 to close with negative balance of 2,679.46 crore rupees. Rio says COVID-19 pandemic heavily impacted finances of the state. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio describes the budget 2021-22 as people-friendly budget. And Nagaland Legislative Assembly unanimously adopts 4-point resolution on Naga political issue. Nagaland Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio, who also holds the finance portfolio, today presented a deficit budget of 365.33 crore rupees for the financial year 2021-22. Rio said the current year's transaction is estimated to result in a negative balance of 365.33 crore rupees. However, due to negative opening balance of 2,314.13 crore rupees, the year 2021-22 is estimated to close with a negative balance of 2,679.46 crore rupees. Tabling the budget in the Assembly, Rio presented an estimated total expenditure of 22,816.61 and a total receipts of 22,451.28 crore rupees for the year 2021-22. The budget estimates a receipt of 1,552.63 as state's own tax and non-tax revenue and 3,787.0 crore rupees as state's share in central taxes. Receipt from central assistance, grants and loans is estimated at 9,339.37. Internal debt is 7,770.73 crore rupees. Recovery of loans and advances by state government is estimated at 1.51 crore rupees. On the expenditure side, non-development expenditure excluding servicing debt is estimated at 9,316.15 crore rupees, while development expenditure is estimated at 5,680.63 crore rupees. Servicing of debt is estimated to incur an expenditure of 7,819.83 crore rupees. In view of the difficult situation that the state is facing, Rio did not propose to raise any new taxes, however called upon all to make all possible efforts to increase revenue collections through measures such as better enforcement and steps to check leakage of revenue. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio said that a pandemic has adversely impacted the finances of the state with huge shortfalls in revenues. Presenting the budget 2021-22 in the Assembly, Rio said government is further compelled to invest huge amounts of unbudgeted funds to fight the pandemic. He said additional expenditure on fighting the pandemic alone comes to 90 crores as on date. He said due to the pandemic lockdowns, the state's share of central taxes has been reduced in the revised estimates of the union budget by 1,341.99 crore. Besides, the state's own revenues are also estimated to decline by 86.19 crore. Rio, however, said government has undertaken various measures to reduce expenditure, thereby reducing estimated closing deficit to 2,314.13 crore rupees for the year 2020-21. Nagaland Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio described the budget 2021-22 as people-friendly budget. He said this today while interacting with media persons after his budget presentation at the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. Rio said the intention of today's budget is prioritizing the agri and allied sector in order to make the state self-sufficient. He said COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown has taught everyone that unless we have self-sufficiency in the food grains, sooner or later we will be facing problem. He said austerity measures adopted by the state government to reduce expenditure has paid off well, and government is likely to continue the measures to reduce avoidable expenditure. Rio also said this budget is setting in motion the process of outsourcing and privatization in the power, transport and water supply sectors as well as re-examine the policy of communitization in power sector so as to bring tangible improvements in the government sector and enhance states' revenues. Despite the severity of the pandemic and the resulting impact on our finances, the Chief Minister said there is room to improve, and even in the worst of times, it is possible to bring out positive outcome. Nagaland Legislative Assembly today unanimously adopted a 4-point resolution on a Naga political issue. The resolution was moved and introduced by Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio and seconded by the opposition leader T. Zeliang. The Assembly resolution reiterates all the past resolutions of the Nagaland Legislative Assembly on the Indo-Naga political issue and resolves to work unitedly in facilitating the Indo-Naga political negotiations. The House appreciated the continued efforts made by the central government to resolve the Indo-Naga political issue through peaceful means and for acknowledging the unique history and identity of the Nagas. The House also acknowledged and appreciated the efforts made by all the Naga political groups, political parties, civil organizations, the churches and NGOs towards finding a peaceful resolution to the Indo-Naga political issue. The House appealed all to continue working towards strengthening Naga unity and come together in the spirit of oneness. The House further urged the central government and the Naga political groups to bring to a conclusion the political negotiation with a solution that is honorable, inclusive and acceptable to the people as one solution without any further delay. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio today announced 2 new grants, namely the Chief Minister's Grant for Journalism and the Chief Minister's Research Grant. Delivering the budget speech at the ongoing budget session, Rio said journalism grant will support the strengthening of democracy and thereby positively impact good governance, as it is an endeavour to empower a vibrant fourth estate. He said a research grant will support advancement of science and extend funding to research and research scholars. The Chief Minister further announced to launch the Young Leadership Programme, which was announced earlier but could not take off due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Rio also said a Centre for Parliamentary Studies and Research Centre for Conflict Resolution will be set up in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly, which would become a hub for scholars and parliamentary studies while researching conflict resolution and strengthening of democracy through parliamentary interventions and initiatives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi stressed that all should work together to make the Northeast a strong pillar of Atmanirbhar Bharat. He said that connectivity was a big challenge for the Northeast, but rapid progress has been made in this direction of late. Modi was speaking after launching the Mahabapu Brahmaputra project and laying the foundation stone of Thupri Phulbari Bridge in Assam today. He said that the growth and progress in Northeast got momentum during the rule of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and the present government has given further momentum to it. He said that waterways would play an important role in connecting the northeastern region with Southeast Asian countries. The Prime Minister said that the Thupri Phulbari Bridge would help several northeastern states. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari, said that 1 lakh Crore Rupees project will be started in Assam in the coming days. Nagaland today reported 1 COVID-19 positive case from Mokokchung. State Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangyupom said 6 more patients have recovered in Dimapur, taking the total recovery to 11,919. The total active cases detected in the state is 12,191. Total active case in the state is 29. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. And now to the news, here are the main points again. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio presents deficit budget for 2021-22, estimates financial year 2021-22 to close with negative balance of 2,679.46 crore rupees. Rio says COVID-19 pandemic heavily impacted finances of the state. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio describes the budget 2021-22 as people-friendly budget. And Nagaland Legislative Assembly unanimously adopts 4-point resolution on the Naga political issue. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.